everyone. I finally have another sketchbook tour for you, and this was actually a gift from a friend. It is a Strathmore watercolor sketchbook, soft cover, and it was a birthday gift, and that makes it super duper extra special. It was given to me the fall right before I left on Land Arts of the American West program. And this is a program where you travel over 6,000 miles across the Southwest and make art and do research. I wrote my thesis during this time, and it's an international program with lots of people, so it's just a wonderful, rich experience. So you'll see a lot of paintings from that trip, as well as other travels. This is a sticker I got at Zion National Park. The first painting is of Monument Valley. This is from Cedar Mesa, and wow, what an overlook. I was too busy enjoying the scene to really, paint for too long, but I threw something down. This is Goblin Valley, New Mexico, and we were here during my birthday, and the surrounding environment was just stunningly sculpted, but really had no vegetation, which was quite startling. And this is another painting from Goblin. The rock formations all around our little tents and everything were actually just like this. And then on the left side, I'll tell you this much. On the right side of the sketchbook, there are paintings from that trip. And then on the left side, I kind of went back through the sketchbook and worked on this side. I just wanted it to be full. And I had started it by just painting on this side, but it deserved to be completely full. This paper is wonderful on both sides. So the dates are a bit off. This is September 2018, and this is in 2019. So time difference there. But this is a drive home from California where I taught a workshop, and this is edge of the Grand Canyon. This is Spiral Jetty in Utah on the Great Salt Lake. The lake is actually pink from the salt. And this is a little sketch of Flagstaff from the car a year later. This is going to be a bit disjointed, this tour. This is Spiral Jetty. Still, this is the terrain around it. It kind of looked like, volcanic rock, and I'm not sure that it is. But it made me feel like we were in the outback for some reason. I said, are we in the outback? This is from Angel's Landing, the view of the sort of canyon area in Zion National Park. This is another one from Zion. These are the Narrows, a hiking adventure that you actually have to wade through water, freezing cold water, but you're in scorching desert, so it balances itself out. This is from the artwork Double Negative in Nevada, and this was at sunset. Here are my fellow campers' tents. I feel like one of these might be mine. This one's mine. A little dinky one-person tent that blew over in the wind. Not a good choice. This is from the north rim of the Grand Canyon. There was literally no one else there but us. This is called Point Sublime. It was quite a drive to get to. It's very off the beaten path. And this is another painting from the Narrows in Zion National Park. I did not make these paintings when I was actually there, standing there. I made them later from photographs I took. However, this is done en plein air. This was done from, I believe I was painting from a hammock or just beside a hammock on a blanket on the ground. These are the rocks around Chaco Canyon in New Mexico. On the left, we just have a basic underpainting of the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. Another one from Chaco Canyon. I could paint the rocks all day with the different light changes on them. It's just amazing. And on the left, we have just a landscape study from a photo, which I got off of Pixabay. It's a royalty free one, so you're not plagiarizing. The pictures are there for you to use. I painted this from Two Buttes, which is near White Sands, New Mexico, near the missile range there. And on the left we have, I think, a study just from a photograph, likely from Pixabay. I have a little note here that I painted this, but I added ink a year later, because I guess I didn't like the original painting. This is from the lightning field, which is an artwork in New Mexico. And this is a view from the cabin during a storm. And on the left, painting of just a city park in Texas. Some rocks from a valley. I don't remember the name of it, but I just said it rained for days. And then on the left, a study from a photograph. On the right, a painting I hate, probably my least favorite in here, of that place at the valley where it rained, and we were just sopping wet for days. And so it's very dreary. On the left, a study from one of my photographs of the Riverwalk in San Antonio. On the left, we have a study from a photograph. On the right, I didn't like this sketch, and so later I kind of went back over it with gouache and chose this. I did copy a woman on Instagram slightly, and that's why I'm sourcing her. But I did choose that specifically because this actually looks like the place I was originally trying to paint. Much better than my first attempt in watercolor. Two more studies in gouache, not original compositions, just learning the medium. And then I'm back home, and this is one of my favorite coffee cups from a fellow artist, and some flower arrangement at a cafe that I was at. We have some paintings from around the city. This is another video I have on my YouTube channel. I paint this from start to finish and chat along as I go. And this is actually some work I did, a Skillshare class on expressive sketching in watercolor and ink, and this is some examples from that class. More recently, last October, went to the Arizona mountains to crew my fiance in his third 100-mile race. He's run 100 miles 3 times, which is stunning in itself. But while I wait for him during the day, because it does take over 18 hours, while I wait for him, I did some sketches and kind of connected them with this text, and he got 19th overall in the race. So I put their numbers here. We know this fella too. I sketched from the car on the drive home. I wanted to capture a view that I just couldn't capture during the day because by this time I was actually out running with Trent, and so I just looked at someone else's photograph to capture the sunset in Arizona with all the little tents set up where the runners come through. They do 5 loops to get to 100 miles. Study that I just did in the car to keep busy, and another one only in gouache. This is watercolor and some marker. These are 2 more studies in gouache, I think from Skillshare classes actually. This is a lovely Skillshare class about light and shadow. That was just stolen from Instagram. Sometimes I just need to keep going in my sketchbook, so I just do studies and copies. It's okay, as long as you acknowledge that. Again, another study with my own twist. I said I don't know what that twist was. This is another gouache, and it's my own. It's Javelina inspired. That's the name of the race, Javelina 100. This is a sketch of a forest on a beautiful handmade piece of paper from my dear art friend. Some palette testing and more. And in the back here, I have some quotations on the journal or the notebook, sketchbook that I found really inspiring. Maybe they will inspire you too. First one says, the fetish character of the notebook with its pearls and coral is here faded into existence by its being, first a gift, before a word has been written into its charming interior. This is because gifts carry within themselves a spirit, that of generosity, and that there be a return gift. They are things that have, so to speak, a will and life of their own. It's Michael Taussig. And I believe this book really did that because it was a birthday gift. The inscription my friend wrote is, this is for you to make beautiful and magical paintings as you always do, Friends Forever Kelly. I just, it becomes a very touching thing that you want to do justice inside it. There's also another one that says, go corporeal, draw. A photograph captures only the surface, but the notebook gets at the deep truth of things. Full grammatical sentences, forget that. Just jot, and jot some more. Such is the idea of the notebook at its mythical best. And lastly, it is a lot more than an object, as it inhabits and fills out hallowed ground between meditation and production. Thanks for watching, and join me again for another sketchbook tour in the future.